Welcome to our Xavierites, our monthly video series highlighting DMV area alumni from Xavier University of Louisiana and our featured October 2020 alumna, Alessandra Poroj. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so that you'll be aware of all of the DMV Alumni Chapter's newest uploads.
All right, Alessandra, I even said your name, so how about that? Please tell us your name, year of graduation, and your major.
I am Alessandra Poroj. I graduated in '99 from the College of Pharmacy. And what was the other question?
What was your major?
Pharmacy.
Pharmacy, okay. And where are you from?
So I was born in Selma, Alabama, but my parents were military, and ultimately I spent most of my time growing up in Fort Washington, Maryland. So that is in Prince George's County, and I graduated from Friendly High School.
Okay, so you're from like a couple of places.
Yeah. Yep.
Did you always want to go to Xavier?
No, absolutely not.
Oh wow. Okay, why? Then how did you end up at Xavier?
Absolutely not. I actually had no intention of going to an HBCU at all. Interestingly enough, I went to a private Christian school, and when my parents made me go to public school for high school, I was, let's just say, less than impressed with a lot of things that were happening, and I was like, too many black people. I was a little overwhelmed by the number of black people, and I was like, I'm not doing this when I graduate. But I think it was the summer of '92. My mother had Boulay in New Orleans, and we had just started receiving I think they were still called TWACs, and they were on that neon paper, and that got my attention. And I think Xavier had just hedged out Howard for getting black students, the most black students, into med school. So while we were in New Orleans, my parents were like, why not just check it out? We went, we did a tour, and I was sold. And all of the other schools that I had planned on applying to, they all just dropped out. And it ended up that I only applied to Xavier and to the University of Maryland in Baltimore County. And it was a done deal. It was a wrap.
Well, that's fantastic. So you're not a legacy or anything like that. You were just sold on your Xavier experience.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yep. And I can't even tell you what they said to me, but the entire experience was enough for me to say, I want to go to Xavier. I want to go 1,100 miles from home.
Did you find it easy to find your tribe, your group on campus that you hung out with?
I had the benefit of doing Howard Hughes just before I started, which was probably really good for me because I'm such a big introvert. And so it helped me to find my way a bit easier, and I was able to make some connections. So when the semester started, I didn't feel like, oh my God, there are all these people on campus, how am I going to find my way? But I think I did find my way pretty easily. I think I was able to make connections that I still have today. And yeah, I was able to navigate. I never felt like an outsider. And I always felt like I was with friends, with family, and that I could ask whatever questions that I needed to, whether it was of professors or of my peers. And I actually never even got homesick. Like, I always just felt comfortable at Xavier.
You have to tell me what Howard Hughes is.
So Howard Hughes was a summer program. I think it was for graduating seniors, and it was a 6-week program that allowed you to take the first semester of chemistry. And so by the time you finished, you were finished with GChem, or maybe it was called Chemistry 101. And when you started in the fall, you were starting with the second semester of chemistry.
Okay. Did you do like any type extracurriculars or anything like that there? I know they had like intramural sports, obviously social type stuff. What was anything there that like piqued your interest that you got involved in?
While I was at Xavier?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So My first year, there was a mentoring program where the students could mentor young people that lived in Gerttown and maybe they lived in other areas. So I participated that in my first semester. And I mentored a young lady who was a really sweet young lady. And then at some point, I don't remember which year it was, there was a group that was formed that was called X-Men Against Rape, I believe, that I participated in. It was very short-lived, but we were like gung-ho about women's rights and, you know, rape and violence against women. And then I pledged Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Fall 94.
All 94. Okay. I know quite a few people from that line. I didn't ultimately join that group.
That's okay.
That's okay. So, well, I was going to ask you, like, was it important to attend an HBCU? But since you specifically didn't want to attend an HBCU, do you think your perspective has changed any? Do you feel that there's a place and a level of importance for HBCUs?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think my not wanting to attend was based on my present circumstances and the experiences that I was having in that moment. I am so glad that I attended an HBCU because I firmly believe that HBCU experience helped me to understand who I am as a person, and it helped me to develop. And there is like this cradling that exists in the HBCU experience, and specifically for me at Xavier, where I felt like every single one of my professors had my best interest in mind and at heart. And there was always consideration for me as a person, not just as a number, not just as another person that was paying tuition, but there was a desire to invest in me as a person so that when I left, in whatever way I left, I was going to be able to be the best version of myself. And Xavier has deposited such great things in me that I have been able to pivot out of a practice of pharmacy into coming into my own business. And, you know, I can't tell you yes or no that experience would have been different had I gone somewhere else, but I can say for sure that my experience at Xavier certainly equipped me to be able to do this.
Okay. And so you believe that your time at Xavier just helped prepare you for those next steps?
Absolutely.
So tell me kind of about the trajectory. How has your career evolved since you finished at Xavier in '99?
Yep. So when I finished at Xavier, my full intention was to do an ambulatory care residency and pharmacy practice. That didn't pan out for me, so when I finished, I came home and I did retail for a few months until I stumbled on an opening for a palliative care residency at the University of Maryland through their School of Pharmacy in Baltimore. I didn't know what palliative care was, but I thought, hey, let me do it, at least I'll have a residency under my belt. And so I did it, and I was dumped into the world of end-of-life care. And I absolutely fell in love with it. And for me, it allowed me to be able to use the science of my mind, but also do the work of my heart. And I did that for, 10, 12 years. And it was the best work that I've ever done. And it is still a deep part of who I am. It informs many of my decisions when it comes to medicine and how I see people, how I view aging. But I also took a break from that. I went back to school. I got my MDiv at Howard. And I worked retail, went back into end-of-life care. And then I transitioned into long-term care. And from long-term care, I got burned out. And I decided that I needed more, and that there was more to life. and there was something else that I needed to do that would allow me to give back more. And so I stopped working in the long-term care setting, and I spent probably the better part of 4 to 5 months trying to figure out what I wanted to do next. And in that time of figuring it out, I came back to this part of me that wanted to start a ministry called Women of Worth and Destiny. And I spent some time thinking about that, and I actually turned that into my business, where I serve women who are on this wellness journey, and I partner with them with gifts like yoga, Thai foot massage, Reiki. I am really interested and invested in women who are struggling with fertility, women who are pregnant, and those who are on the postpartum journey. And so that's where I am now.
Okay, so this is Women of Worth and Destiny.
This is Women of Worth and Destiny.
Okay. And do you feel like you're able to connect a lot with the youth or with the community through what you do now, or is that something that you continue to do?
So I don't connect with the youth as much, but certainly with the community. I think that it is important to stay connected to the community because that's where the life is. The life is in the community. And if I'm not connected to community, then there's no value in what I do. There's no point in doing what I'm doing.
How do you, with what you kind of explained that you wanted to work specifically with women who were trying to give birth, what is there, like, how specifically does that look? Can you give me a little information about that?
Yeah, so for women who are struggling to conceive, I provide holistic fertility doula services. And so that simply is a person who journeys with the woman to provide her support. So supporting her through the journaling of the changes of her cervix, journaling of her food, asking questions about what she's eating, being mindful of her stress levels and what might be going on with her emotionally. I also provide yoga services that can do one of two things. They can help that woman to really find this deeper level of calm and relaxation, because trying to get pregnant can be so stressful. And so we can create a yoga practice that facilitates relaxation and calm, but also I can create a yoga practice that helps to bring a lot of energy and blood into the womb space to hopefully increase the likelihood of the woman becoming pregnant. For pregnant women, I provide yoga classes, private and group classes, but also Reiki is available to those women, and just simply being present for women that are pregnant. And then women who have had their children, all of those services that I've named, including Thai foot massage, that's also available. All of them with the intent of supporting the woman so she has the opportunity to invite movement into the body and bring strength and power into the body, but also to invite opportunities for healing as well as empowerment.
Okay, and the people who are watching you right now can't smell how amazing it is. What is this that we're smelling in this room? Is this part of therapy or something? What is that?
So for all of my classes, unless somebody is allergic or sensitive to essential oils, I diffuse essential oils. So what you're smelling is a blend of lemongrass, balance, and I forget another one that has a bit of a woodsy scent to it.
Okay. Well, it smells wonderful.
Thank you.
So I like that. What do you think is next for you, like personally or professionally, in terms of what does it look like for you? Do you know?
I think next for me is continuing to work out of mission and vision, continuing to build relationships and build community with women, continuing to look for opportunities that create space for women to become more strong, to become more healed, more whole, and more empowered. And I think at some point I'll find my way into the virtual world and gain some confidence to be able to do that. Yep.
That's fantastic. Do you have any final words of advice for students who are interested in going to Xavier or current students who are there?
I think I would simply say be fully present in the experience. Really allow yourself to develop deep connections and maintain those connections, not just with your peers, but with professors as well, because some of them will become your greatest allies and support when you get into the working world. I would say explore everything there is to do on campus, and not only on campus, but also in the city of New Orleans. Because once you finish, when you go back, you're going back to reconnect in a different way. And you only get one time for your undergraduate experience, and so live it up completely. Learn how to be independent, learn how to become a thinker, learn and understand who you are in this moment, and don't be afraid to be different and to be an individual.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.